my baby, just 3 weeks to go.
In our last episode, we were introduced to Bogota and some of its best restaurants. This week, we're going to dive a little deeper and visit 2 more, and also a unique destination 600 feet underground. This restaurant opened in 2007, and just 10 years later, beloved chef Leonor Espinosa was named Best Female Chef in Latin America. This happens to be number 10 in Latin America, number 49 in the world, but number 1 in Colombia. And it all has to do with biodiversity and microclimates, and it should be a pretty exciting meal. As soon as we are seated, we are told there's a new menu being introduced as Ciclo Bioma. Chef Espinosa is using her menu as a platform to explore and expose the biodiversity of Colombia. She recalls and awakens history through her ingredients and methods, yet renovates and modernizes as she melds. Her dishes are unlike anything we have experienced before. In fact, her daughter is also her partner. Laura Hernandez Espinosa is the som. We chose to have the beverage pairings along with our meals. Eric has the libations, while I opted for the non-alcohol pairing. Both include several fermented drinks, referred to as ancestral beverages. They were interesting to say the least. She believes, and I quote, that the magic of Colombia is in the unknown. She seeks out ingredients through her namesake foundation from the indigenous and Afro-Colombian populations of her country, specifically in areas where she can support production and farming of ingredients that have been lost or never seen by the mainstream. She's working to bring social well-being not only to the people she sources these unique ingredients from, but to bring that love forward to her patrons and to affect us with traditions and history. These tacos, though, I have to say, this was our favorite part of the tasting, and our waiter agreed that they are by far the most popular dish for everyone. They were absolutely incredible. Now, if this all seems a bit heavy and serious, know that everyone in the dining room that night that we were there, ourselves included, were having a great time. And if you ever see photos or videos of Leonor, she is always laughing and full of joy, and this comes through in her food. We are going to the Salt Cathedral today. It is known as the first wonder of Colombia. It's an architectural gem. We are going 600 plus feet underground, and I'll tell you more later. When we first walked through the dark red and black entryway of the Salt Cathedral, the smell of sulfur punched my nose and I was hesitant to keep going. As soon as we were past the scary bit, I was instantly in awe. Right, so what is now this enormous church inside of the salt mine started out as just a tiny little chapel that the workers in the mine would use for their daily prayers to ask for safety. And it has since, oh my gosh, I can't even describe how huge this thing is. How tall do you think these ceilings are?
I don't know.
100 feet?
Temple of Doom tall.
Anyway, it's magnificent. Over time, they have had to rebuild the Salt Cathedral due to safety concerns and structural problems. It shocks your senses to be so far from fresh air and down in this deep, vast, hole, for lack of a better word. It's hard to comprehend how it was possible for men to dig out the 14 chapels connected by tunnels. The work done here was dangerous, and it's eerie to be 600 feet below ground in a tunnel in dim light. But the grandeur and the impressive basilica and the massive carved grottos are a huge distraction. It is only one of 2 salt cathedrals in the world. The other one's in Poland. So if you find yourself in Bogota, why not? You know, it was pretty cool.
It was really cool, and it was so big. It's like one of those things that's so big that when you look at it on camera, you're like going, this is not going to turn out. It's just like, it's massive.
Right, and you think that, in my mind, like mines were like these tiny things that people crawled through. And there were some really tight passages, but they mined out like these enormous spaces. Like, it was just crazy.
Like 200-foot tall ceilings and stuff.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
it was crazy. It was really cool
Awesome.
though. It was really cool. So
Yeah.
I mean.
Right, tonight we have a very special treat. We are going to a place that is not only in the top 50 in Latin America, but it was voted coolest places to eat last year. So don't really know what to expect. I think it's kind of an experimental tasting menu. It's plant forward from what I've heard, but also they try and make you feel slightly uncomfortable. I don't know what that means. Located inside of a 3-story apartment with modern graffiti-like art on the walls and a great playlist, we can see why this has been called one of the coolest places to eat in Bogota. In the context of Colombia, this was another push towards modern cuisine, and we thought the service concept was, in fact, cool. Before service, you're ushered upstairs, away from the dining room, to the bar for a pre-dinner cocktail. Afterwards, we head back downstairs and are seated near the plating station and the meat locker. This doesn't sound like it would be the best seat in the house, but thanks to the disco ball jazzing up the meat locker, we had a premier spot for the late show. Nicolas Lopez from Argentina started cooking in Santiago, and he invited Sergio, a Mexican native who also got his start in the kitchens in Chile, to open this restaurant concept with him. They've been getting a lot of headlines and are favored by the more seasoned chefs that they have worked with. And before going, we read that they are inspired but not limited by tradition. Our curiosity was definitely piqued. While it did not shake up our comfort zones to the same extent that Leo did, we're interested to see how these young chefs will continue to influence the dining scene in Bogota. Hey, if you're having fun watching our videos, we'd love it if you hit the subscribe button. Also, if you click on that bell, you'll get a notification as soon as we have a new video posted, and we've got a lot more coming your way.
Ant booty.
Awkward on its own. It's called Villanos and Bermudas.